Hey guys, it's me. And you know it is the first Tuesday of September, my birthday month. And just like always, as you can see, we're going to rate the games for the September choice on Humble Choice. I will probably be getting all of these games because I don't think I have any of these. But without further ado, let's check it out. So, Crusader Kings 3. If you have not played or seen at least a Crusader Kings game, you have been living underneath a rock for a very, very long time. And I apologize. This is your basic strategy game that has really grown. Characters actually live and die based on their old age and everything else, and you can actually create more. So you have like genetics and children, and everything kind of goes along a theme. While the actual strategy of the game is really great too. I've played number 2, so it wasn't as faceted as this one. This one might be really interesting just to basically create you can create your own king and family. If you like that sort of micromanagement, which sometimes it can be cool, sometimes it can just be a real long-running thing. This might be the game for you. I will probably play it. Probably not make a video of it, but I will probably play it. Next up, we have Just Cause 4, the complete edition. The Just Cause games are really fun. I think they really kind of started off as almost like a Square Enix gag towards like third-person shooters. And then they've kind of like evolutionized themselves into something different. They are really, really fun games. They have a mechanic that is pretty much its own thing. The little grappling hook with the balloon on it that you can actually lift people or things into the air. Having the complete edition actually gives you all of the downloadable content and everything like that. So this is a really fun game. I honestly do not know. My downloads are done. If I have it or not. I think I have 3. Yeah, I have all of them so far. 1, 2, and 3. So this will be my first number 4, which should be really, really good. So I can't wait to play it. The other ones were really fun. This one should be really fun too. Next up, we have Dungeon of Nihilbreck. I have seen this before. I have not played it. It is supposedly a hack and slash tactical game, which I really kind of like that, because those are types of games that I really, really enjoy. This says, are you ready to dive into a tactical RPG chock full of charm, humor, and crazy characters? They are clumsy, inexperienced, and feisty, but they'll have to endure each other's company to get the dungeon's treasure. However, a feeling of deja vu quickly arises. Guide this team of unlikely heroes in an adventure full of humor and chaos. The Nihilbreck universe is an original creation by French author John Lang. It started as a very popular audio comedy series parodying role-playing games and heroic fantasy tropes. Now, the story is available in English and has a video game for the first time. So, play with 7 classic role-playing game characters complementing each other's skills as you level them up, sorry. The Ranger, the Elf, the Dwarf, the Barbarian, the Magician, the Ogre, and the Thief. Every member of the team has their own skill tree to upgrade their abilities and equipment. Choose one of the 3 additional companions to join the team on their adventure. Exciting turn-based battles with creative support mechanics between team members. An adaptive difficulty system, from an accessible, fun story mode with simplified combat to the nightmare mode, where the smallest tactical errors will doom you. An expansive bestiary, more than 100 enemies, pushing you to think more tactically with every fight. Epic boss battles where you'll have to muster both strength and smarts to emerge victorious. Hidden and destructive objects, including beer kegs, with surprising status effects will turn the tide of battle for the better or worse. Explore a huge and surprising dungeon from the cave up to the luxurious quarters of the evil Lord Zangdar, passing through the Goblin ice skating park and even an extremely lively tavern. Escape traps and solve deadly puzzles to unlock the most impressive treasures. Bizarre conversations, absurd situations, and unusual encounters await. Experience an exciting main storyline and many side missions for your heroes. That looks promising. I probably will play this game. Probably for my own fun, though. Who knows? We'll see. Next up, we have Forgive Me, Father. Okay, I really like the aesthetic style of this. Obviously, it's a Lovecraft game, obviously. But it's a first-person shooter, it seems. But with I love the art style, I really do. You know, sometimes getting a break from the high-res 3D graphics in intensive games can be nice. So, about this game. As the only one left with full senses, you embark on a journey in search of answers and relief in this first-person shooter game that is created in a distinctive retro horror comic book style and feels as if it came straight out of Lovecraft's books. Be aware of your madness level, which dramatically changes during gameplay and gives you additional power. Choose your active skills depending on your playstyle and use them to fight against the eternal evil. That's a knife? Like a throwing knife? Okay. Explore the Lovecraft-inspired world that is full of hidden and hard-to-reach areas, and uncover the entire story to solve the mystery of this crazy place. Some of the highlights. Feeling of a classic first-person shooter from the 90s. Time-lapse animations, opponents and elements of 2D in a 3D environment, first aid kits, life points, non-reloading weapons, power-ups during dynamic combat with numerous opponents. Custom combat experience. With scripture in one hand and weapons powered by an unknown substance in the other, the player will face the challenge of maintaining their humanity. It is up to the player to decide how their equipment evolves and to find ways of defeating hordes of unpredictable opponents. Directly influencing not only the audio-visual experience, but the gameplay itself. Its effect varies depending on the current level of player's madness. The gameplay is presented in a comic book art style. Hand-drawn graphics designed to maintain a distinctive comic book look, where any screenshot from the game could be a part of a new comic book. I can see that. And I'm getting a phone call, so hold up one second. Okay, so that was a timeshare person trying to get me to do something. Alright, but you have two heroes to choose from, each with their own unique development tree. Experience the story from the perspective of either a priest or a journalist. So the game does look really good. I'm not really into first-person shooters a lot, but it might be something I might play just to have fun with. Next up, we have Clown Trick. Now, I have seen this game, and it has popped up every now and then on my Steam page, which was like, hey, you might like this game if you played all these other games. So it might be something interesting. It is it's a roguelike RPG, but I don't know what type. Okay. So, get the sweat out of my eyes because Oklahoma is a festering net of just absolute heat. Clown Trick is a beautifully animated roguelike RPG adventure characterized by turn-based combat and skill item interactive strategy. Enter a labyrinth that makes you move. Enter a labyrinth that moves as you move, where mastering the elements is key to defeating enemies and uncovering the mysteries of the underground world. With a new experience awaiting every turn, every time you enter the dungeon, let the power bestowed by the crown guide you in this challenging adventure. That crown looks like the Cult of the Lamb's crown. Just to, offshot a little bit, which was also a really good roguelike game. I don't know about this whole place moves as you move. That's kind of sounds kind of weird. Procedurally generated maze. A procedurally generated maze ensures you have a different experience every time you enter the dungeon. But unlike traditional open maps, Crown Trick locks you inside of small dungeon room to do battle with monsters without access to the entire map. You have no choice but to strategically decide how you will mount an attack on the enemy. Okay. The game moves as you move, and your enemies will stand still until you decide what's the best way to attack. Take however long you need to map out your route. Decide what the best way to avoid traps or how to use the elements to your advantage, and carefully thought out strategy is the key to escaping this dungeon alive. And they're all like elemental based. That's a really interesting art style though. I kind of really like that. Huh. So yeah, I probably might play this on my own unless I really, really like it, and then I might make a video of it. Next up we have Descenders. It is a bicycling game, it looks like. Yeah. Okay, moving along, because Industria. Ooh, another first-person shooter. On the evening of the fall of the Berlin Wall, a young woman plunges headlong into a parallel dimension to find her missing work colleague, who has disappeared under mysterious circumstances. While the checkpoints in East Berlin are still being overrun by crowds of people, Nora escapes from this world into unknown layers of time and into an unknown fate. Oh. Interesting. So it looks to be like a, I don't know, like a steampunk era World War II game. Huh. Well, all right. Berlin, 9th November 1989. The streets are full of people after 4 decades of division. Thousands of cars are rolling across the inner German border. The wall is finally open. At the same time, a man disappears in a secret research facility near East Berlin. His goodbye message reaches you too late. You drive back to the office where the state security has already destroyed all records of the research project. The complex is deserted and empty. The search for Walter takes you deep into the center of the facility, right into the heart of the universe, where time seems to stand still. The dark secrets lurks, well hidden, behind the curtain. In the end, it is horrible insights and the questions of responsibility that make you dive deeper and deeper into a strange, surreal, yet familiar world. Huh, alright, sounds good. Next up we have Shapes. This looks to be a puzzle game of some site. Oh, it's an automation game. Automation puzzle game. Sometimes these can be cool. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, maybe my brain is not as, I don't know, good, worth it sometimes. But, do you like automation puzzles? My talk no good today. I don't know why. I got drunk last night, so that's a plus. Do you like automation games? Then you are in the right place. Shapes is a relaxed game in which you have to build factories for the automated production of geometric shapes. As the level increases, the shapes become more and more complex, and you have to spread out an infinite map. Yeah, probably not. And hey, look, they have the DLC with more shapes. Awesome. Those are the games so far for Choice Month. But they have this thing that looks really interesting. That if you have been a subscriber for a while, they actually are going to give you this game called Moon Scars, which you can play on launch day. Right? I already have, I've already been subscribed, so I don't know. Huh. So they have okay. They have a new Humble Choice thing where it has an app. Huh. I might have to fill that out. I did not know that. So, Moonscars is a fierce Clayborn warrior gray Irma battle. Oh, that seems weird. That was a weird thing. Okay, I would like to. So it's a side scroller. It's sort of like, it looks to be like a Dark Souls side scroller. You know, really interesting art style. Very dark, very gothic. Huh. But all right, but they're giving you that if you join Choice now. So I've already been I've already been in Choice for a long time. So I might play it. We'll see how it works on launch day. I'm not very good with dark, Soulsborne games, stuff like that, but that seems really interesting. The charity of this month is the Covenant House. Covenant House provides housing and supportive services to youth facing homelessness, which is sadly a horrible situation in America. They help young people transform their lives and put them on a path of independence. It makes my heart ache that we have to have things like this, but we do. We do. But there you go, guys. Those are your games for September. Let me know in the comments what games you'd like to see played. What games are you going to play? Are you looking forward to this Moon Scars game? And hopefully everything will pan out right in the world. Who knows? So, until then, be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the next one.